Let's do this, lads.
So I was mean to the desk last time he handed it off, and I was expecting something. I had my guard up. I was ready to be witty and rebuttal. But no, James is just too professional and polite. So thank you, guys. And thanks for the insight as well. I think they painted a very good picture as to what we can expect with this series.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one. I am leaning, obviously, massively towards HellRaisers just off the back of, their experience and their individual performance that we've seen as of late. And obviously, Fragsters, as has been mentioned, inconsistencies when it comes to this LAN play from them.
Yeah.
So despite having the firepower and, having some good players on their starving especially, they are definitely lacking the experience to that extent. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if HellRaisers kind of sweep this over with a 2-0 here, but I do want to see something from Fragsters. I want them to, at least repeat the performance they had yesterday versus VP. Because, again, it's great that they beat VP, but, I feel like whenever an underdog beats VP, there's always an asterisk on that game where you go, but it is VP. They can beat anyone. They can also lose to anyone.
Yeah. Absolutely, I think that's fair to say. And I feel like HellRaisers are a team that's a little bit harder to upset. I feel like, HellRaisers, at least in my mind, as long as I've been following Counter-Strike, have always been considered like these gatekeepers. There was the phase where they would always be getting into that, that legendary status of, they'd always be playing in quarterfinals of major events. They'd always just be eliminating teams that thought they might have a chance. Like HellRaisers was so consistent in those instances, and they continue to be. And then every once in a while, you get a period of HellRaisers that goes above and beyond. And a little part of me feels like we're getting into that groove now with Issa. I've been very impressed with him throughout this weekend. And I can say the same about Woxic. Obviously, the only real Turkish player to be outside of Space Soldiers on an international scene and being successful in his endeavors. But now it is time to get this first map started. It is Train. And as said by the desk, if this one doesn't go the way of Fragsters, then this whole series might be a blowout.
Well, we're straight into it either way. HellRaisers CT side, and Angel already getting himself on the boost spot. This could be a bit awkward because they are ready to go for this execute, but Fragsters running right out. Angel good position to get one, maybe two, and he finds it. Bomb dropped as well, so information is plentiful here for the Fragsters side. Oh, sorry, for the HellRaisers side as they rotate back in. Refresh will double down. 2 kills on the Glock, and the site's starting to be taken control of. Look at this wrap as well from Dragonfly in through the spawn. This could have big implications.
Yeah, Dragonfly is definitely being set up to succeed. You can see the rest of the team just giving the time which he needs, and now they will strike. They're looking to clamp down, clasp onto the A site, but Bondik's still doing a good job of just dancing back and forth. Unfortunately, he's now outnumbered in this dance, 1-3. And he hears the plant on the other side. He's been given a little bit of space as Stound gives him a chance. One step closer to the bomb site, but still no kills coming his way, Hugo. That's the issue.
Yeah, and he's just running out of time, frankly. Frags is not overfacing, not peeking into this 1v3, and it's only Dragonfly from a range to get the job done. Frags is finding the pistol round. Great start into this map again. This is, of course, their map pick, their chance to shine. And one that is fairly weak for HellRaisers as well means that Fragsters definitely have an opportunity here.
Yeah, certainly. I like the way that they just moved from a 3 versus 5 into a pistol win. It was cool to see them just kind of slow down the pace of the round. Despite being at a disadvantage, they had this collected idea. Throw Dragonfly back around Ivy, try to obscure HellRaisers, knowing that they had rotated more players into the actual bomb site. And that is, in fact, what happens here. So Fragsters looking to convert. And it's a difficult situation to play pistols on a force buy with Train. You've got to be very much on the forefront of the A-bomb site, and that does tend to open up Ivy. If they can crack open Ivy, then Fragsters are going to be very much exposing HellRaisers in terms of this defense. But they do have 2 players very close to the exit, and Fragsters with the smoke at their feet just have to hold off for now.
Slight utility from HellRaisers, just in case Fragsters go for a late round execute, they can easily throw down this molly, throw down this smoke, and potentially stop Fragsters from getting into the bomb sites. But for now, they're set up ready to go for this take to the A site with the rifles pretty heavy on this T side. Very common when you are underdogs in a game to put focus on rifles in these anti-ecos instead of going for those SMG bonus rounds. And Fragsters now bring the bomb back off Ivy. They push Stone up, and everyone else coming back towards main for the time being. The smoke-in's going to delay this push, and DeadFox actually gets into position up on Ivy as well. So HellRaisers is getting some misinformation here because DeadFox feels like this area of the map is clear. That may allow for a rotation, and yes, Woxic going to move towards B, so this could be the misread from HellRaisers, but they double back. Woxic sits still inside of the connector. As soon as this smoke dissipates, Frags is going to go for the A play.
Yep, the grenades are all expended. Still, they've been gifted an opportunity. They've been gifted a bomb. Flashbang up close, not enough. They're just so much struggling here until suddenly there's an explosion of frags from the Fragsters. It's still a man disadvantage, and the time's working against them. There comes Bondic striking from behind, and now poor Stavin's in an incredibly difficult spot here. This round is lost as far as he's concerned. Unless he cleans up the kills, which at this point should be impossible, they just need to hide, and HellRaisers have done it.
Yeah, and again, that's the utility, right? One molly and one smoke is all they had in that round, but it managed to delay Fragsters enough that HellRaisers had the information, and they were really set up aggressively towards that A bomb site. And yeah, bomb going in first, always a complication, because especially if you send a player in there, he spots 2 or 3 on A, and he goes down without bomb, it's fine, because they can just, you know, rotate background and go towards B, but the issue is he lost bombs. They had to commit towards A.
Yep, they had no other choice. No other choice, unfortunately for them. So that's definitely not what you don't want to do. You've been given a chance, and it is stripped away. HellRaisers, they even get 2 free AK-47s. Like, that is a solid little boost to kick off their CT side. Now, Molotov's down, but look at this positioning from Stavin. He's actually got himself all the way out towards Ivy. He could easily blindside these players, but Woxic gets his head and gun into position. Still able to close the distance is Torben, slightly. He's inside of the smoke, can't actually give any help to the players behind him, so luckily Dragonfly up close will get one, but that's it, that's all. Issa closes it out, and HellRaisers move forward.
Yeah, clean anti-eco, always nice going forward to get themselves back in control. And it's always a shame when you see an underdog pick up the pistol round like that, set themselves up perfectly with the rifles as well, you know, not playing any funny games, and then still fall down to the force buy of the expected victors here. So HellRaisers now kicking this one off in their control, forcing these Ts to the eco. Never a fun situation to be in, so we're going to have very light investment, if anything, here from the Fragsters side, and even a tactical pause from HellRaisers early to the game. Interesting. Yeah, this surprises me because we've not seen a single rifle round yet.
Yeah, it's true. Absolutely true, Hugo. How surprised are you?
Pretty surprised.
Yeah, scale of 1 to 10?
A solid 6.
All right. That's past the majority.
Yeah.
We can get in there. Higher percentile. Aha! Now how surprised are you?
Yeah, now that makes more sense.
Absolutely does. So a little bit of a...
We've been pranked.
A hiccup. We've been goofed.
Well, either way, technical pause, we're working that one out, and then we'll be straight back in. I'm excited to see the depth of this T side, though, for Fragsters. Again, you know, talking about this map, this one being a fairly weak one for HellRaisers. Yes, you feel like they could be good on this map because of the AWPing power that this team does have, in the sense that they have not only Woxic, who's just phenomenal in his own right, but also Deadfox, who was known to be the AWPer of this team before the addition of Woxic, and so therefore is a pretty good secondary AWP. Although at times we can see that juggled. We see Angel occasionally take it. So it does add, you know, obviously you have that power, but HellRaisers still don't seem to be too successful when they come down to playing train. So for Fragsters to actually have this map in their pocket and kind of have the opportunity on this T side to run away with a few rounds, it would be nice to see them at least impress us here. I really don't want to write off their win versus VP as a fluke, because that is VP. I want to see them do it again versus HellRaisers.
It would be an exciting show. Right now, nothing's shown at the A site, but HellRaisers do still keep that heavy stance towards it. Bondic starting to spot bodies on the B site.
Ooh,
tapping away, but they're dodging his bullets. The frag grenade is enough. Bomb, sure enough, is planted, however, so it's going to be an easy cleanup as Refresh just cowers. He hides, and then he dies as HellRaisers get themselves a third.
Yeah, flawless, but again, Fragsters bomb down on a round with no investment is a nice addition to them. Got to bolster the buy coming into this round, but HellRaisers do still have full rifles in their hands. Always slightly scary, as Fragsters have now pulled in their own AWP as well with armor that HellRaisers currently don't possess. And it's not like they can't afford it. It's more just due to them not wanting to drop over a waste a gun when they probably, you know, are confident enough without it. They don't feel like they require an AWP into this round, especially when they, you know, they can assume Fragsters have one, but it's not been an issue just yet. Although it is Dragonfly top of the board here for the T side, so something to watch out for as he heads quickly towards main for this early pick. We're going to have the boost up as well on the head of Refresh to try and catch an upper angle, and he may actually just see Woxic, but the timing gets the better of him.
Issa is gone. Dragonfly actually repositions just at the perfect moment to strike. Now, Deadfox toying with the idea of extending here onto the other side of Ivy. And if he does so, Stavin is in there, just hiding, waiting, patiently positioned. Now, Angel's in a prime spot to be flashbanged into T-Con if they want to start clearing these corners, but there's nobody actually in there. So if they do it, it's an informational play and could afford for them to rotate someone over towards the B side, or even just play maybe a little more aggressively on A. You want to be able to respond to what would be that B site execute. I would argue you definitely want to lock down the ladder of this position. It's going to be used like the connector on overpass, right? The only way to get up and down to either of the sites. Important rotational position, but Fragsters seem as though they'll have a weakened defense at B as they start moving forward.
Yeah, just a couple of fake mollies towards A to keep people out of Pop Dog and keep HellRaisers on that A bomb site. Leaves just Bondic here to defend it. Shadow is going to give him a bit of extra time to worry about that right side, but he only gets good for one. Refresh, quick trade back in. So Fragsters with the bomb site under control with a man advantage, but that's quickly traded back. The aggression from Refresh could have been fantastic, but he only gets one. With Woxic doubling down as well through the connector, that now puts it in the hands of HellRaisers. Just Torben left in a 1-on-2. He has to cross, and they have the lineup as well. Oh, so close. Woxic coming back in with 3 kills, though, and HellRaisers finding that retake to pick up a rifle round.
Yeah, not only is Woxic just a little bit behind him, right, but he's also a little bit more above. So it's definitely a difficult spot for the spray transition to connect, and therefore Torben in a tough spot.
Never want to be denied the fist bump, though. That can always be awkward.
Yep. Like you.
Thank you. I am British.
I never know what to do.
I cannot deny that.
Bondic is so far away, you just leave him alone.
Yeah, we were talking about this yesterday.
Yeah, we were.
He loves just leaning over, like, guys, stay away from me. Give me my space. Give me my space.
He's turned as well like 45 degrees.
Issa just tries to fist bump. He's like, no, no,
Yeah.
no.
Not having any of it. But right now, Fragsters aren't having all too much luck. They did in the pistol. They were able to get one on the board. They won't have an op for Dragonfly versus the AWP of Woxic, although he's got the Scout. The lesser of the weaponry, but still very capable. However, Angel's up close and personal already. And he's playing back and forth within the train yard, so Stavin's able to win one duel. Unfortunately for him and his team, it is then HellRaisers across the kill feed, and it is Dragonfly left to be clipped here.
And this is, again, the big scary thing, right? Fragsters just walk out main, Woxic's Ivy with an AWP, not a single T goes down Ivy, and Woxic just gets a free chance to just completely mow everyone down. You know, that again, HellRaisers may not play this map, but individually, the majority of these players are one step ahead of Fragsters. They are a tier above. So it's going to be very difficult for Fragsters to really, you know, win these duels. And even if it is a good map for you, you're going to need some pretty sick executes if you want to take down the likes of HellRaisers here. Tactical pause. A chance for the coach to weigh in on the situation here as Fragsters are down 5-1. With the money not the best either. They're just teetering over 35 to 4K. Waiting to see how they are going to invest. Probably just a light buy, pistols and armor, and yeah, there we go. Full buy next round should be fine.
It's really hard to work pistols though on train, other than just you know trying to flood into the B bomb site. Like, we haven't really seen too many elaborate splits either from Fragsters. I feel like Ivy control has never really been in their pocket, other than the one time they pushed somebody past Olaf and then wrapped around through Ivy during the pistol round, right? That wrap from Dragonfly, which arguably won them the situation. Other than that, it's never been theirs, but they'll try to butt heads with the defense this time, and it's Woxic. We talked about how his op was on a swivel. Ooh, he should have seen the feet. Now he knows there's at least 2, probably 3 people there based on the timing of the jump and then the peak, right? The guy wouldn't have had enough time to reposition, so that's a lot of info for him.
Molly down, definitely worth the use there. It's Fragsters. They're going to give up one player off of the Ivy, move him back towards main. This does look like the late round A split. For the very least, as they do actually bring Dragonfly back. Again, utility going down Ivy, trying to force Woxic away from this position so they can at least get control, but that just moves him back towards CT, where he still has a bit of an angle. The thing is, the smoke is down, and the re-smoke coming in means Deadbox is now left with a lot to do, and he'll just wide-face it. No fear on this man. Going to actually have to fall back off the back of that one because Fragsters have worked their way up to the tip of the smoke. The push coming through, and they don't go through to Woxic. Instead, they'll wrap down Green Train. I like that utility usage. It actually gets them into the sandwich here from a bit of a different position, and HellRaiser's setup is very passive right now. Will the T's be able to get in? It seems like a no. The bomb's dropped, the time is ticking away, and HellRaisers are finding all the kills.
Bumsky's got the bomb site, though, and he will use a little sliver of an upward angle to try his best, but Hugo, his best's not going to work. That's 3 fast frags from HellRaisers. I definitely do like that utility usage, though. They use the first smoke to wrap around Ivy, but then the second is what gets them within the train yard. And then you're working with more options, right? You're not just all filtering out through that one single position. You're not susceptible to a spray.
And the big thing about that is if you walk out where that smoke was towards the green train, there's so many angles you have to clear. And when you have a pistol, it's always going to be a difficult duel. But instead, they get themselves to a sandwich, and then that's kind of just like more of a simple way to take the A bomb site. And knowing that HellRaisers have to be passive massive as well.
Sandwich also gives you access to 2 or 3 ladders if you conclude the 5-star of the red train. So it gives you a really good way of just kind of then like scattering. You know, you get all your players into that one position and then you spread out, you fan out.
Ooh, damage done though to both sides of the party. Torben hit by the leg, or hit in the leg of by Woxic. We got there eventually. And 2 CTs tagged up as well. So a bit of damage done by Fragsters. Could go a long way. Nade's going to be going down Ivy, but look at Stone. He's just walked right up. Going to give that one up though, eventually not committing to the fight against Deadfox. With the Molotov in place, he won't be able to commit. And Fragsters, I mean, they're still pressuring Ivy, so it makes me feel like they want to go for this A-split through the pop dog, but that's not going to be easy when Deadfox gets aggressive. The flashbang's great, but Stone's better. He'll find 2 kills on the AK. Issa playing close to the smoke, though. The mist smoke is the big issue, and he'll just run through the balls on this man as he pulls it back into a 3-on-3.
Now Fragsters start grouping up towards the B site. Woxic actually gave up an opportunity there. He repositioned into Z, and then when he comes back for his shot, he misses 2. The Fragsters have been graced on the B-bomb site with an after-plant position. The utility's pretty low as they hold on to a smoke and a flash, but they've got the plan. Issa's got a bit of positioning with the smoke covering his line of sight. He'll have to work either through it or on the other side of the train yard with Bondik above. Now, there is an incendiary from Bondik. That would be really useful on the bombs itself. That would flush these players out into the open. But first they want to start charging in, and it's at that point that Refresh gets a headshot. Molotov's still not thrown. Bondik playing with the idea of it, but there you have it. Fragsters, they're sick of waiting. They are no longer patient. They take the gunfights on their terms, and they take the round with it.
I love that play from Fragsters in the post-plant, because the thing is, you could see what HellRaisers were doing there. They were expecting Fragsters to be really aggressive. They were taking their time, because they thought, okay, right, when you get the bomb down a train, the common thing to do as a T, especially in like an equal situation, is just get really aggressive and try and force your way towards a spawn. Fragsters just hold. They just hide on the site. And so HellRaisers waste valuable time not only clearing close corners, but waiting for aggression, which just gives Fragsters a sick opportunity. And then a triple peak comes out, and they just wipe the rest of HellRaisers away. So nice versatility on that B site from Fragsters. They find around, and now they find a pick. Bondik dead on the B players. Dragonfly finds the opener, and they just run off the back of that. HellRaisers with a solo B player. They've lost the sight. Only Angel is rotated through the connector, and they've even got a lurk out on A to do more damage.
That lurk does get shut down. There's still 1 player over on Ivy, though, and they will check this on the exit. HellRaisers doing a good job of clearing out their flank before they head forward. But, unfortunately for them, that creates an opportunity where Fragsters won't sit back. They won't play patient. They will go on the offensive, get aggressive, and then catch them off guard. Bubsky reveals himself, and Deadfox nearly dead. But the flashbang's not enough to convince Bubsky away from this angle. It is instead HellRaisers that fade away towards A, offering up another round. Fragsters have done it, not only breaking that B-site defense in back-to-back situations, but now also converting the point and being given a chance back into this T side.
Yeah, that's important as well, especially when you're on such a difficult half to play. T-side of train is always you know, pretty weak, sorry, is the right word. But not getting reset in that crucial round may actually be good for their money as now, because HellRaisers is going to be onto Eco pretty soon as well. So Frags has been given a huge opportunity to actually get a few nice rounds on this T side, and I didn't want to see them constantly get reset and just playing on pistols. I want to see these buy rounds from Frags to see what they had to show for us on their map pick. So HellRaisers is only 1 more buy ahead of them before they down on the Eco. Frags is trying to set them to exactly that. This time HellRaisers bolster the B defense with 2 players here, but Frags is looking to challenge once again.
Yeah, HellRaisers is getting aggressive. They're actually going to get punished for said aggressions. Nikolai de Amarim Christensen can get the trade frag.
I love that name.
It's a mouthful. But it's also a handful, because Fragsters off of him have gotten now a double man advantage. Unless Issa throws a wrench into the works, he does peek back into Olaf's, got a little bit of cover, and a disjointed re-peek doesn't come through. Dragonfly instead trying to distract with the flashbangs, but it's, oh!
That's so sick.
That's so sick. He's dodging those first flashes, and then another one falls at his feet. It's going to leave it on Woxic 1v3. He's tagged up, spotted, and with 1 HP, he's done for. It's over, surely. At this point, he just wants to save.
That was so good. Like I've never seen anyone flash from that position and catch a player down on the old hell. So very nice from Fragsters.
It's such a slap in the face.
Yeah, right. He does fine. He dodges the 2 easy flashes. He's like, yeah, I've won this duel. And I was just sitting there thinking, okay, he wins this fight, and then HellRaisers back in a 3-on-3. But no, flashed out, forced out, Fragsters with another round, pushing HellRaisers to eco. That's the thing. So this save, well, great for Woxy. You know, get away with this gun, that'd be nice. At the end of the day, it would only be 1 AWP and 4 pistols. So, well, you can have round wins on that. It's very difficult. Woxic, I mean, that's just Woxic right there. Just going to hit the shot. Dragonfly caught on the fade, and now Fragsters with 2 players left standing don't want to chase this gun too heavily here. They don't want to lose too much money. That can always be a difficulty, so they will just save themselves.
Yeah, sometimes being the underdog, you really have to give respect to your opponent, and this is one of those situations. Allow for Woxic to have the op. Give him his gift, the fruits of his labor, and just try to focus on your own game. Focus on that momentum now that Fragsters seems to be establishing, considering they were down at 1 point. 6-1, excuse me. They did win the pistol, just to get reset. Speaking of slaps in the face, that was certainly one of them. But props to them, because not only do you win the pistol just to be then reset, but you've now started to claw your way back into the game, and to the point where HellRaisers, they no longer show the signs of what was that initial spree. All the benefits of winning 6 rounds in a row are gone. This is a save, other than Woxic's op and a couple bells and whistles.
Let's see if they chime, as Frags is set up outside of the B site pretty early on this time. All 5 players, in fact, as even Refresh wants nothing to do with A. It's going to be bonding aggression, but that's not going to work out when there's so many Ts there. Woxic trading 1 for 1, but you're going to need a little bit more than that. Does watch the right side. The timing could get the better of him here, though, because Starn's moving back in with a double peek, and that will be exactly what they need. Well timed, as Frags has killed really the only threat of HellRaisers in this round. Not only that, but the other 3 players are on the wrong side of the map.
Yeah, if they were already up inside the ladder room or had Angel been able to flank into T-spawn, then maybe this becomes a little more viable of a situation, but they're so far gone. Even though Fragsters have very conservatively moved their way to the B site, clearing out the corners, ensuring that there are no hidden pistoleros, but rather an empty bomb site for the taking. And they could have had something, a chance, an opportunity. But now they've got nothing other than the pistols they bought. They'll use those moving forward into the next one. And Fragsters will continue to collect their cash.
Payday is on. Definitely going to be nice to see all these players survive for the money. HellRaisers with another opportunity to do damage in the next round. I like that from Dead Fox. Late Molotov, but he doesn't expect the boost around the right side. So, caught out regardless. And Fragsters are able to exit pretty safely. The spray not going to work out, as Issa does get a gun for his worries. So, moving out with an AK-47. Again, it's an eco for HellRaisers, but it's going to be a little bit boosted. Oh, yeah, buy coming through here, though. Woxic having that AWP as well. Yet to see 2 AWPs on HellRaiser's CT side. Definitely, if there's any map for them to bring it in, it's got to be this one, but currently just sitting with Woxic on his own for the time being. Although some say the power of 2 men. By Oscar himself. Very vocal tactical pause as well from Fragsters.
As it should be, right?
Yeah.
You're coming off of a hot win yesterday versus Virtus Pro. That should be a refresh reminder that you're capable of these wins. You're capable of the upsets. And I'd say that you've already accomplished something here this weekend, so the pressure's kind of off.
Yeah.
Right? Like, oh, so be it. You fall down into the loser's bracket and then try again to create another situation moving forward. But hell, if you can win this one, you're really good to go.
I mean, the loser of this face is Gambit, so that's not really it's not really an easy game there. And that's a game that Gambit actually beat HellRaisers at just a couple of days ago in the Sydney qualifiers as well. So, I mean, Gambit, yeah, that's loser of this is going to have a very tough time, is all we're going to say. So, big pressure on, in that sense, for HellRaisers, because this should be their win. But Frags is so far having a pretty strong T-side on train, and that looks no signs of stopping as they head back towards B. Bubsky on the entry. Angel having rotated in through to join Bondic on the site, who's just playing contact close on ramp. The flash is going to fly on in, though, and Bondic already falling back, maybe looking to play a little more passive here, and Angel going to be joining him as well. They don't want to get wrapped from the right side through the smoke, and the push is going to come through regardless, but the flash is timed well. Unfortunately, both players of HellRaisers there ready to shut it down. Stown trades back, so still 3 players up for Fragsters, but Bondic's committed to the site, and he's going to maybe overface there, because now that's given the opportunity to Fragsters.
Oh, and Issa misses a crucial opportunity. Will get it with the follow-up, and Woxic drops that bomb, so it's all on Dragonfly, who's looking to soar in from above. Removes Issa, and he's got time to clutch. It's going to be difficult, though, to now close this gap. I'd say he goes for the jump play. Throw yourself into the doorway. Try to click one back, but Woxic gives him a chance. And another opportunity for Dragonfly that he's not able to capitalize on. Will hit the headshot, swapping to the sidearm and disengaging from the gunfight. Wants to try to come in off of a different angle. Wants to create a little confusion. And Dead Fox may confuse him. He's actually gotten beneath. He's now coming up the ladder, and Dragonfly spots it, nearly closing out the round, but it's Dead Fox's, and it's HellRaisers to the board.
Oh, sick round though from Dragonfly. At least a nice attempt to try and pull that back in the clutch situation, but a very ballsy peek, I've got to say, from Dead Fox off the back of that ladder does land him the win. So, yeah, HellRaisers take it, but again, Connor, at what cost? They lose 4 players in the first round that they've won out of the last 5, so... Again, the money isn't the best of places for HellRaisers. They have 3 Famises into this round as well. The AWP is saved at the very least, so that's something for Woxic. But again, he's got a contender up against him. Dragonfly able to win that duel in the previous, and now going for it again. It's Dead Fox on top of the train, and now he's already been knocked off the top because Dragonfly's found the opening kill. Again, massive impact so far on train, as you would expect for the AWPer.
Just waiting now, seeing if HellRaisers will try and throw something the way of Fragsters, but the 2-man inside ladder shut down.
Issa is so good at that position. Every time. Just continually seems to shut him down alone. Angel was there, but he's not even going to be needed. Issa shutting down 2, and Woxic even picking one up as they try and split that A bomb site. Fragsters are being mowed down again.
Ooh, Woxic's so aggressive as he wants to get on the other side of the smoke. Now, of course, Stavin's wondering, did he fall off? Did he remain? In the meantime, 2 players now slain. Fragsters get themselves back into this round. It's near even keel, except they've got a health advantage and utility in their pockets. Bondic has the kit and a Molotov of his own as he resides towards Z with a teammate over on Old Bomb. Now, we're probably going to watch things just slow down a little. Refresh and Stavin trying to work their way into the bomb site. Angel's so worried about his backside, but he wins a duel. He catches Stavin above. Now, Refresh all alone. Misses the initial chance at popping Angel's head, but will still work outwards. Bondic's coming in close on his right, and he gets the first headshot. Oh, the jumping kill. Unfortunately for him, Bondic was ready to strike, and a clean trade gives HellRaisers yet another round.
Yeah, and that kill from Angel is pretty important as well. Not only does he drop Starm, but you know he was constantly checking his backline. After he gets that kill, he goes, okay, that was the Ivy player. That was the potential flank player. The other man cannot be down Ivy. Otherwise, Woxic would have seen him. So kind of, you know, asserted the fact that he was somewhere in the train yard, not wrapping their backside. So HellRaisers, an 8th on the board again, comes down to the wire, but they do it. As Frags is now going to be forcing the issue, a CZ, a UMP, an AWP, and a couple of AKs as well, but make that no AWP because Dragonfly's just been dropped by Woxic. This time, him winning the duel. Bubsky does take control of Pop Dog at the very least, and actually gets out of there with an M4 as well. So somehow, Fraxes have traded things back, and it's not the worst of situations, even with Bubsky low. We may see him just take that AWP now because he is low, and the primary AWP is dead anyway, so Bogdan's Law could be in effect. Yeah.
There we have it. Angel's waiting for his chance to just go flying upwards. And unfortunately for HellRaisers, it is Bondic alone on B, but I'd say he is a very good B-site anchor, historically speaking. Can handle the heat. Likes to play on his own. I mean, and I think that's, you know, quite literally seen with the way he sits at the tables. He's a one-man show. But, of course, Woxic helps him out, trims it down with 1, and unfortunately for Bubsky, he's just barely seen around the corner, but Torben, in the meantime, does get outwards, and Woxic hasn't really been given another chance. They've seen the bomb thrown over. HE goes flying outwards, and Torben then strikes in that moment. Stavin does get back into the bomb, and Dead Fox will continue on aggressively closer to the site. Stavin doesn't plant. In fact, he goes for the kill, and he should know that Angels is nearby. But where did he get off to? Surprise, surprise. Strikes from behind, and HellRaisers find 9. It is another chance at getting double digits before they swap over. Remember, 4 of these rounds from Fragsters all come in a spree. Outside of that, it's been HellRaisers all day.
Yeah, and the thing is, even if this ends 10-5, which is looking likely with the money of Fragsters being weak, I wouldn't even say that's a bad half for them. Again, you know, this is a big underdog team coming up against HellRaisers who have looked good as of late. The thing is, I don't think 5 will be enough. I don't even think 6 will be enough. I feel like HellRaisers are going to be so explosive on that T side that Fragsters is going to have a hard job of shutting them down. But let's see if they can find that fabled 6th with this mixed buy, the charity shop. A couple of UMPs and a single rifle. As Fragsters again. Early pressure on B, but no commitment. So they set up outside of the A site. HellRaisers is going to pre-rotate that man over so Angel can join Bondic in tow. So a bit of a defense here, but Frags is far from committed, and so Angel can rotate if need be. But actually, yeah, HellRaisers is going for a bit of a guess here. They're putting 3 players on this B bomb site. Bondic's still close, but Woxic's now here with the AWP and connector, so quite heavy stack from HellRaisers. Retake should be possible on A if Fragsters do get this bomb down, but the rotation from Woxic already coming back as Fragsters go for the push.
Woxic hasn't been nullified at all. He just keeps on giving. No smoke, no flash to really prevent him from succeeding. He's even found a 3rd. He is just ripping this push to shreds. Now Bubsky gets inwards, but Dead Fox quickly deals with that. And Dragonfly left over means HellRaisers wins it out, and double digits is found. Very well done from them to kind of recuperate the end of that half. Again, the pistol upset in the 2nd round certainly helped them to establish early on. I think at that moment we started watching Fragsters hit up that B bomb site, and we needed to see HellRaisers adapt to it, which they did in the end. I think that a little bit of evidence is actually the fact they go for that 3-player stack in the final 15th round.
Yeah.
They've been conditioned to go towards B, and as said, worst comes to worst, they can retake the A site, and thanks to Woxic's superb op skills, that retake never needed.
Yeah, and I feel like if Fragsters can take the pistol here plus the conversions, this game is definitely still on. But yeah, it is really dependent on that at this point. If HellRaisers can run away with, you know, a 12, 13 to 5 before Fragsters even have rifles, I think this game is going to be a tough draw for the Danes. But let's see. Into the 2nd half, HellRaisers with a bit of utility and Fragsters with your standard default buy, especially on this map. As HellRaisers, how will they choose to approach? It's going to be quickly in towards the B halls at the very least. This is playing that late lurk on A, so we could just see a B execute with this to try and catch rotations. In fact, the 4-man A stack from Fragsters means that this B defense is completely given up. Torben's playing back towards the CT spawn, so they want to retake this site. But they are very far away with 4 players near the Ivy position as well. No one close to Pop Dog, no one quick in through the flank down Ivy. And actually, HellRaisers, they may walk right into this one.
Popping the window first. Setting the grenades outwards. They are walking into the stack, but can Fragsters hold them back? So far, no. Issa just deletes himself too. Torben and Stavin, though, have a response. Stavin's actually got himself 3. On top of the boxes towards Ivy's side, cuts it down to only Angel, and he confirms where he's at. And Dragonfly will find him. Fragsters rob back a pistol because Issa looked like he had it.
And again, that's a 2nd pistol round this game where HellRaisers have found a 5-on-3 straight away, and Fragsters have still won the pistol. We saw Angel get that 2K in the connector in the previous half, and then we saw Issa get a double entry to the A site onto 2 players, and boom, somehow still Starvin pulls it back. Fantastic pistol round work from Fragsters. Definitely got to be commended. But Connor, if we remember back to the previous half, it was that anti-eco that was not so successful. HellRaisers were able to break things back with a streak of 6. So Fragsters certainly can't afford to lose this one here, especially not with all the rifles they have. 4 as well. They had 3 last time. They're upping the ante for this one. As they all set up again the same story. 4 players on that A bomb site, very passive on the lower, as HellRaisers look to maybe assimilate towards that exact bomb site. Again, 1 player playing that late lurk. It will be Woxic, but he's already been tagged down early on in main. So HellRaisers should be able to get a bomb plant here out of this at the very least. But again, how much more after that is going to be a big question mark. It's down to whether Torben really lets them get aggressive or not.
And the thing is we have utility on Dragonfly with a Molotov for refresh. Because we have 4 rifles being bought up by Fragsters, the utility for a clean retake isn't really going to be all that there. Which means if HellRaisers are able to get a little bit of footing and push forward, it's going to be pretty tough for that retake to easily come through. They're just going to have to try and win the gun duels, which so far they have. I mean, Torben just locking it down from above, but here we have it, right? Bondic's going to get aggressive. He's going to push himself forward, and he's got a teammate by his side. Initial damage dealt to 2 CTs, one of which is dead. But refresh wrapping round. The 1 Molotov clears out the connector, and they're going to do it again, so it seems. It's not over yet, but Bondic now comes in with yet another, and here we have it. Fragsters giving it up twice, Hugo.
Big 3 kills from Issa as well. Even a nice rotation attempt from Fragsters. Instead of just getting clustered in the connector, which a Molotov can just hold them back, we see a triple CT rotation, and still they lose the duels. Still with not only a man in connector, but also that peak from the CT spawn at the same time. Somehow Issa gets 3.
So the thing with that situation, right, is it's arguably because of the positioning of the one Fragsters players on the B site. When he plays that spool just out of connector, it opens up the far side of the oil tankard. And you can see the way that Fragsters rotated back through their spawn onto that far extremity of the B site, that far corner. And when you come in on that direction, but you have no control on the B site itself because you're either playing one player there or that one player is positioned near connector, misplaced, I would argue, then when you arrive, you've got pistols in your face. I mean, it obviously comes down to HellRaisers also winning those initial duels, but the positioning certainly doesn't help you out. And in this round, it's the lackluster buy of Fragsters that doesn't help whatsoever. They had the one scout. It gets nothing done. Stavin? Ooh, what you up to? He's going to actually sneak his way out. He does strike onto Issa, but Bondic then kills him. He's executed, and Bubsky sneaks out as well. Not that he's all too much more successful. Refresh all alone. And HellRaisers are now going to double the score of the young Danes.
Yeah, this is the worry we had, right? Because while Fragsters still took that pistol round that we said was so important, for them not to be able to follow up with these anti-ecos just basically gives HellRaisers the same thing. You know, 12 rounds to 6 or 13 rounds to 5, it doesn't really matter. It's still a pretty sizable lead on the favoured half here. In favour of, well, the favoured half of Fragsters, but I don't think at this point that means too much. They are going to need this rifle round pretty much guaranteed, because 12 to 6, if HellRaisers take the buy round, then that's 14 to 6. And then, you know, 14 to 6 comeback is just unrealistic. Fragsters, though, they have to throw in an eco. One more while they wait for HellRaisers to build up this 13th round. They will set themselves all down Ivy, but HellRaisers have already crept out onto this A bomb site, so this is a lack of information for Fragsters. A good setup if HellRaisers went down this part of the map, but the issue is they're just walking into B, probably. Or not, but yeah, it won't make a difference.
HellRaisers have actually doubled back into the A site, so they should be able to find their plant, but at some moment, Fragsters are just going to come flooding forward from Ivy. They're going to try to catch any player from HellRaisers by surprise, and unfortunately for them, they won't have Stavin lurking in behind. Torben gets the first chance. Now Issa's going to be challenged quite aggressively by these CTs. And with the smoke down, it kind of makes things scary, but Dead Fox has got them dead to rights, and HellRaisers continue on. I mean, Fragsters had a chance as they secured 5 rounds on the T side. Had they been able to convert the pistol round into an opening 3, then we're looking at, you know, 7.5, which would have been fantastic. But now, having won the second pistol and losing out, like, they needed a strong start here on the CT side. They needed to do what HellRaisers did to them. And unfortunately for Fragsters, unless this gun round works out, if they lose this round as well, then I would have to say it's all but over.
They do have the AWP that had a lot of impact in that first half on Dragonfly, so hopefully he can have a bit of a performance here. But it's actually Torben pushed up in the ramp to take one. Will he get chased down? He actually escapes safely with the utility not even needed there. Bondic attempts to contest, but with Dragonfly down here with the AWP, a bit of a dangerous fight to take. And in the meantime, Woxix even found a pick on the A site, so a bit of pressure relieved from HellRaisers as they did find the trade, and you can see after finding that trade, they feel like they don't need to essentially hit that B ramp and try and get the kills down on that site, because they've found one on A. You know Fragsters still have 2 players on this B site, so attack the weaker of the 2, and that is A.
Showing a little bit of presence towards the ladder room, though. That does elicit the smoke from Fragsters. The last smoke grenade they held onto. And their utility, including kits, are incredibly low. That's not going to help.
Yeah.
Stavin has now tried consistently flanking over towards Ivy in back-to-back rounds, and unfortunately for him, he just gave away what was an even situation. Now HellRaisers have the one man up, and Dragonfly is going to feel the heat from his forward position. Woxic waits for the repeak. He knows that likelihood is Dragonfly's wanting to cut down the numbers, right? He doesn't want to just allow that bomb site to fall and play into the 3 versus 4, so he predicts the repeak, punishes it accordingly, and leaves Fragsters deflated. 2 versus 4 situation. They're not going to try this, and unfortunately for them, their hands are so tied now. HellRaisers have nearly secured this map.
We even may see a bit of a chase from HellRaisers. A couple of players low, which could hold them back, but the other guys could just go for this, right? There's no real loss. HellRaisers have the money to play with. So you may as well just try and look for a couple of exits, take guns away from Fragsters, keep things confident for HellRaisers if they weren't already. I mean, this is 14-6 now, Connor, with Fragsters having no money apart from these saved guns plus loss bonus, which isn't going to be enough, I can tell you that now. 2,900 coming into their accounts. So, yeah, just on the precipice of 3K here. That's all Fragsters is going to have to work with here. No exits coming through for HellRaisers, but they're not going to be too worried.
No, I don't think they are. I feel like they're just playing their game, and unfortunately for Fragsters, they haven't found a way to disrupt it themselves. They had their chances, though, and that's got to be such a heartbreak. Like, you win both pistols, which is such a solid reminder of, like, guys, we can do this.
Yeah. We
have a chance. We've been given the first of openings. And then HellRaisers with the reality check.
Twice.
Yeah. Yeah, once it's kind of like it's kind of one of those, you know, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
And with 4 rifles as well in their second half. Like, their CT side second round had 4 rifles. Yeah. You shouldn't be losing that.
Well, and again, I do feel like that is kind of what plays into their demise when you're trying to retake that B site. Like, if you frag grenades, because the afterplant positioning for terrorists is pretty shallow with B. If you're a terrorist team and you're playing with pistols on B site, then okay, you might, you know, get that bomb plant and fall back. Well, you can easily smoke or Molotov off ramp and upper. You can easily frag grenade anybody who's hiding on the bomb site itself. And the flashbangs from Z is a great way to kind of get those takes rolling. But when you're just filtering outwards into the CZs, the Deagles, and the picked up UMPs, you're done for. Dead in the water. And HellRaisers, they're looking to finish what they've started here on the T side of Train.
Already information for DevFox as well. Refresh spotted down the ladder. Bubsky actually already going to fall back a bit. That leaves Refresh a bit isolated down in the Pop Dog because they can get out of main, they can go Olaf, they can easily kind of get a Molotov into that Pop Dog position. So scary stuff potentially for Fragsters, but HellRaisers not willing to execute just yet. Noxic actually already found Bubsky, so that reposition has not worked out for him at all. He's already dead. HellRaisers with the man advantage onto that A bomb site. Dragonfly also spotted on the cross, so more information for Woxic to work off. He's just bit by bit managing to translate this all to his team, so HellRaisers can go for that late round execute. 45 seconds left on the clock. They've got to go sooner rather than later. A boost up on the back of the site. Desperation play here, but it might work. Oh, a good angle for Dragonfly. He gets the ding, but Woxic somehow stays alive as HellRaisers start to pick up kills in their favor.
More importantly, Angel gets this positioning out from the T-Con, wrapping over towards E-Box, and now he's going to skewer the B site as the bomb pushes its way inwards. So unless Torben's got something to say as he hits the back lines and the headshot, he could be good to go. But remember, Angel has snuck through, so he's going to be unsuspecting to this, and Angel gets it done. HellRaisers 15, Fragsters needing 9 in a row on their map pick. Unfortunately for the Young Guns, who have upset Virtus.pro yesterday, I feel like HellRaisers have come here this weekend for their wins.
Yeah, I think HellRaisers is definitely, again, looking like a very strong team here so far. Obviously in the winners bracket for a reason. They did manage to take down Red Reserve yesterday.
I'm going to say it now.
Yeah? You think they're going to win the event?
I think HellRaisers and North are in the grand finals.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, I can't think of a team that could contest that. Like, unless VP suddenly has, you know, a really good day and they just destroy everyone.
Or Gambit as well.
Yeah, Gambit actually, true. I would say HellRaisers. See, Gambit literally beat HellRaisers in their best of 3 just a couple of days ago. I think they 2-0'd them as well. So it's you know, it's hard, but we'll get around to that when we see more matchups. For now, HellRaisers looking to take away the first map of this best of 3. And Angel, look at this sneaky play. He's wormed his way out on the A site. No one has any idea. No one's even checking it as Angel opens up, looking for a double down, but Bubsky trades back from the top of the train. Starvin as well joining the party, but still HellRaisers are able to trade. The aggression from Refresh goes punished, and question will be so aggression as more frags come out from Starvin. How much can he carry his team to success here? It seems like it might not work out.
It's all on Torben now. He's going to try to play soft situation. Does get the headshot. Now it is into the 1 versus 1. Woxic with 2 kills already. Full belt of utility. Bomb on his back. And teammates waiting by his side for him to close out this map. That's what he wants, Hugo. An early, easy finish. Smoke grenade going outwards. And he's going to come in from a completely separate angle. This man is playing a layered game. But if he makes too much noise, Torben's going to hear this. Oh, I think he starts walking at the perfect moment, but it's a pistol versus an M4 up close. And the P250, will it be enough? Does he check it? He will, not thoroughly clear his corners, and so Torben extends Fragster's chances.
Yeah, you would have banked on Woxic winning that duel at least 24 kills currently. Top of his team, top of the server. No surprise there. It is Train. And it is Woxic. But, yeah, that's an awkward round to lose either way. I don't think HellRaisers will be too worried. They can come back in with another round, another buy here. As you can see, the money's good, and it will be in the next round as well as their loss bonus again beginning to build here. As Fragsters do buy up, they get full rifles of the AWP as well, so it's actually a good buy for Fragsters. But will it be good buy here in the first map? As HellRaisers, again, a fast approach to this A bomb site. It will be just from Issa at the time being. Angel's already been caught out as coming out by the E-box. Now the push down to B. Torben again shutting it down, looking for two. He's not going to find it, but HellRaisers are still a man down, and make that another as Bubsky fires off from the connector.
Yeah, I mean, Fragsters are very much capable of erecting a CT side. They're definitely putting in the work. That's your teammate with the bomb and the next kill. So Issa's isolated all alone, 25 health to work with. And I mean, I never doubted Fragster's ability to put up a solid CT side. No. Unfortunately for them, they had to do it straight out of the gate. That was their only option. They won the pistol, they had to go. But they gave 5 rounds to HellRaisers off of the back of that second round upset in the 17th. And so this is the result of it, right? You can still have a chance. You can still come to prove yourself. You might impress a couple people in terms of individual play and resiliency, but the likelihood of Fragsters continuing on this trail is pretty slim to none.
The only thing they have to work with is the fact they know HellRaisers' T-sides are pretty weak on this map. So, yeah, there's something right, but again, you know, with another 7 rounds needed for Fragsters, this will be insane to see. Let's not count them out. As dire as this situation may look, HellRaisers do have a buy, though. Issa on a Deeg. Woxic on an AWP, though. And again, HellRaisers set up outside of B for the time being, but with the bomb in main, it could just be a late A split. Show presence down B, maybe get a pick if Fragsters overextend or what have you. But late round split down the pop dog and go for that A play that is very common as Woxic just holds on to main, make sure Fragsters don't get too much map control here, and again, they're looking pretty scared to do so. Just a standard 4-man setup on the A side from Fragsters. They continually do this. They rely very heavily on their B retake ability, which could be something certainly HellRaisers could exploit, assuming they can take down Torben and get that bomb down on B without too many casualties.
HellRaisers going through the motions, making the most of this utility as they clear out drop down. Albeit already clear. Smoke goes outwards, will block off Ivy side. That's going to nullify Staven. Allows for him to refixate his attention towards Ivy, where nobody actually is. HellRaisers pushing 3 players out from ladder, are able to get the initial entry, and now that second layer of utility now starts to come forward. But Bubsky goes upwards, and he's good for 1. Gets the initial job done. Staven's still waiting for his chance to strike, does catch the side of Bondik's skull, and takes the man advantage. But Issa could catch him off guard, and he does. The bomb plant now going to start to come through, and Woxic gives cover superbly. So Dragonfly, again, in a high-octane situation, a high-pressured position, is able to find the first.
And again, the 1v1 with Woxic. This time he's got to win it for the map victory as Dragonfly running back in. No idea exactly where Woxic is sat, so he's just going to tap the bomb, make some noise. Woxic, no need to peek off the back of this, and Dragonfly knows it. Again, a tap. But Woxic, he only needs to just, you know, close peek for information, and Dragonfly's just not forcing a peek out of him. Woxic, the ball's on this man, and both players missing this shot. Doesn't seem to matter. The time is just ticking away. Woxic baiting more and more and more, and he is just playing with his food.
Oh,
the kill comes through.
He's got it.
Oh, HellRaisers take the victory. Map number 1. And what a play from Woxic as well.
So damn close, man.
So damn close.
He's just playing with his food, regurgitates it on the table, chucks the pistol, shoulder peeks, jump peeks. Hugo, what a way for Woxic to win this out. What a way for HellRaisers to close the game. I mean, that's all it was going to take, right? When they initially upset a second time, that's all the momentum, all the opening that HellRaisers had to work with.
Yeah, it really does come down to pistol rounds there in that game, which is a shame to see. I would have liked to see Fragsters start on the CT side because I feel like, again, despite pistol, there's a really good chance we could have seen maybe like a good 8-round, 9-round half from Fragsters, which would have been really impressive. And even if they weren't able to take the victory, it would be like, okay, we can see this team is actually, they have the ability to fight against some of the best teams in this event. It's just they start on the less favored side. HellRaisers kind of run off with the 5 or 6-1 streak or whatever it was. It really did look too difficult to Fragsters to pull back after that second pistol.
It's exactly that. It's getting upset both pistol rounds, right? Had you even at least converted the first 3, then you've got a little bit more wiggle room to work with on the CT side, where they were actually impressing. They were putting up a good effort. The fact that the Fragsters had the resiliency to at least come to life halfway through each of those halves. They gave us something to praise on the T side. They gave us something to work with on the CT side, but their margin of error was so slim because they made crucial mistakes when it absolutely mattered most. And it's for that reason that a team like HellRaisers, who's already a caliber above, is going to shut you down.
And now moving over to the second map as well, I'm extremely worried for this team, right? I feel like that was the opportunity. If Fragsters were going to run away with a map or take this series, they had to get Train, right? Going forward to Overpass, and even that third map, right? Hypothetically, if we got to Inferno, that's HellRaisers' best map. Yes, it's Fragsters' best map, but when HellRaisers is a better team, how much can that really mean? So Overpass coming in as a second map, I'm extremely confident HellRaisers will be going for the 2-0, and to be honest, I don't see a way Fragsters can pull this back, but we've been impressed by other teams. We've been impressed by Fragsters. They did beat VP yesterday, so let's not completely count them out. Let's see what our desk has to say. So we'll see you after the break for the second map and after our analyst desk.
5 reasons to bet on bets.net. 1. We are not a bookmaker agency. We are a betting exchange. We are fine with any outcome of the event, so we have no reason not to pay your win. The information about the bets is available for everyone in real time. We stand for fair esports. 2. Instant replenishment and withdrawal of funds. No delays, checks, and restrictions. 3. Convenient mobile app on iOS and Android. All site functionality is in your pocket. Bonuses for each user of the app. 4. More than 800,000 people trust us. We are the most visited esports bet site in the CIS. 5. All coefficients are fully transparent and the commission rate is the lowest. We play fair and square. Bets.net.